recent study from the Federal Reserve found that 40% of Americans couldn't afford an emergency payment of $400 right now. Let that sink in. 40% couldn't afford what could be a trip to the emergency room, a broken down car, or a busted water heater. That 40% is too high. Hello, I'm Darren Camilleri. I'm currently running for re-election to the Michigan State House of Representatives for the 23rd District. And if you re-elect me, I'm going to lower that 40%. Let me explain how I will and a couple of other key policy objectives that I have for my next term in Congress. We currently have what amounts to a pension tax. It's between 4 and 4.5%. It affects those drawing a pension. These people are elderly and can't afford to work. They shouldn't be asked to work at their age. I firmly believe in a balanced budget, but not on the backs of these people. Through their years of service, they've built America. They've built Michigan to what it is today. And we shouldn't ask for them to do anything else. In keeping with this, I also believe that we should have a living wage for all Michiganders. To accomplish this, I believe we should have strong unions. And to have strong unions, we need strong collective bargaining rights. During the last House session, I actually sponsored legislation that would strengthen the collective bargaining rights for unions. My father and my grandfather both had union jobs, and their union jobs allowed them to put food on their kids' table and allowed them to do better by their children than they had themselves. That's the American dream right there. And I believe that it is our duty to ensure that everyone has that opportunity. To accomplish this, I believe that we should overhaul the system by which public contracts are bidded on and give favoritism to Michigan companies. By having local businesses get contracts that can strengthen our local companies and provide local jobs. A strong local industry is a strong Michigan. And in order to support this, I also firmly believe that we should continue to invest in our trade schools and our community colleges. These provide quality education at a low cost for our youth. Not everyone wants to go to a four-year university, and having a viable alternative, such as a job in the trades, is a valuable option to have. In keeping with this, I firmly believe that the key to economic prosperity in Michigan is our youth. And through this, we should continue to invest in Michigan public schools. We should invest in Michigan public schools to develop the human capital in an increasingly technological environment. This is the only way that we'll be able to stay competitive, not only with other states in the country, but also internationally. Currently, Michigan schools rank 9th in regards to the student-to-teacher ratio. That's way too high. As a former teacher, I can tell you from firsthand experience, the more interaction students get with their teachers, the better the educational experience. This should be accomplished through strong public schools. Charter schools, while they offer a good opportunity to some, leave way too many kids behind. And a strong public education, that should be right for every kid. To enable this, I've championed legislation that will expand Head Start and allow all of our children to have an equal opportunity in regards to education. We've seen what happens when we underfund our schools, but the time to correct these issues isn't tomorrow, it isn't next year, it isn't over the span of 10 years, it's today. By investing in our youth today, we'll reap the dividends tomorrow. I also firmly support efforts to lower auto insurance rates. In Michigan, we have some of the highest in the nation. I've consistently sponsored legislation that will remove unfair additions to our auto premiums. Policies based on your marital status, based on your credit score, shouldn't be allowed. If we lower those auto rates, that could be one of the things that leads to that $400 bill being affordable or unaffordable. Thank you for your time. And again, I'm Darren Camilleri. I'm running for the Michigan State House of Representatives, 23rd District. Please reelect me.